Test, mic check, test. Welcome to the Mission Prep broadcast on PSNtv. I'm Brian Stanley joining you tonight for the matchup here at the Visit Mesa Basketball Challenge. Tonight's matchup for the Royals will feature your Mission Prep Royals and the Valley Christian Trojans out of Chandler, Arizona. The Trojans come into tonight's matchup at 11-1, falling last night to Clovis West, or yesterday morning that was. They followed us in the tournament schedule as we opened the tournament against Timpview, but back to Valley Christian. They lost in their opening contest to Clovis West. The Golden Eagles picking up the win 67-64 to hand Valley Christian their first loss of the season. The Mission Prep Royals on a 5-game skid, 3-8 on the year, looking to pick up a win tonight. They lost yesterday to Timpview 71-41. Leading scorer in that contest, Jaden Noziel, with 12 points. Adding 6 apiece is Chavez, Jacobson, Orozco, and Quarter. And rounding out scoring yesterday with 4 points was Morrissey, 1 point was Mott. And we're about to get underway, get starting lineups. I'm up in the stands, up in the bleachers. So I'll get the starting lineups as you get the starting lineups. So bear with us here. All 3 viewers on board. We'll be growing the numbers as we go on through the evening. Just so you know, if you're used to California basketball at the varsity level, they normally play 8-minute quarters. Here in Arizona, they play 16-minute halves to get to a winner. And I think that, in a way, stunned the Mission Prep Royals yesterday in the way of stamina, not getting that 1-minute break at the 8-minute mark. But tonight's matchup will not feature Roman Benedetti or Chase Untal, both on the injured list. But they have made the trip in support of the Royals. And here are your starting lineups for the Valley Christian Trojans. Grant Woods kicking things off, the senior small forward, standing 6'6". Joining him, Carson Greer, the 6'7" point guard. More like a 6'7" center, but we'll see how it goes. They're a tall team. And joining them out at the starting lineup is going to be number 10, Jake Harrison, a 6'3" guard. That's more guard size here at the high school level. Along with Austin Wallace, the 6'3" small forward. I think he's changed spots with Gear in the lineup, forwards and guards. And rounding out the starting lineup is Kyle Greer, the 6'4" small forward. The junior, and here come your Mission Prep Royals. We can guarantee that the senior captain's going to be in the lineup, and that's going to be Luke Jacobson. And he's the first out in the huddle. And joining them is going to be Ethan Orozco, averaging 4.2 points a game. And he scored 6 points yesterday in the contest, so he's ready to do some work tonight. Braden Mott in the starting lineup once again for the Royals. Joining them is Jaden Noziel, 12.8 points a game. The junior racking up the points in this one. And Champ Morrissey, I like to call him the big body there. He has that big football frame, but he can move fast on the court and do some damage for the Royals, both offensively and defensively. And we're about to get underway here. Meeting at the center circle is going to be Grant Woods for the Trojans of Valley Christian out of Chandler, Arizona, and Luke Jacobson. This is a 6'6" versus 6'7" matchup for the jump ball at center court. The logo for the Mountain View Toros greeting us at the court line. And the ball's in the air in favor of the Royals into the hands of Braden Mott. And the Royals start this off with 16-minute halves. Mott looking for an opportunity to pass to his left, finds Noziel. Noziel at the left elbow up top to the wing. And spinning into the lane is going to be Morrissey. Champ Morrissey on the board with the deuce. Royals up 2-0, taking the first lead of the quarter. Trojans wearing their home navy with white trim. Royals wearing Trojans wearing their road navy with white trim. Royals wearing their home whites with gold trim. And to the rim, collecting the foul, is going to be Austin Wallace. And that foul is going to be on Nozil. Nozil collecting the first foul of the contest. And for the and one, Austin Wallace at the line. Missing it, and the game is going to be tied at 2-up with the rebound to Nozil. Mott bringing it across the center stripe. Into the corner to Morrissey, pulling up a jumper inside the arc. Jumper, the ball bouncing around, no good. Rebounded by by Grant Woods. To Kyle Greer's on the left wing. To Carson Greer. Back to Kyle Greer. Three-pointer up and good. And Kyle Greer gives the Trojans their first lead of the night. 5-2 our score, 14-42 on the clock. That just sounds abnormal to say coming from a California basketball caller. But we're going to work with it. Nozil guarded closely, and we have bodies hitting the floor, crossover in transition. And they called dual fouls. Nope, called one foul. Called it on Luke Jacobson. They did call two fouls. Jake Harrison collected a foul as well. So two fouls handed out there, Harrison and Jacobson, and Nozil at the low block left side, putting it up, no good. And we have a whistle and a foul on Morrissey. Morrissey with his first foul. That's 3 fouls for the Royals in this first half. 14-10 on the clock. Into the corner, down low to Kyle Greer. Greer puts it up from the block. And Greer with 5 points in this contest. Appreciate you being with us tonight for this basketball. Late night basketball with PSNtv. Into the corner, Morrissey three-pointer. That one sails long, rebounded by Carson Greer. Pass forward to Woods. To Wallace now. Wallace at the low block right side. Gets the bucket. And we have a timeout taken. 30-second timeout taken by Terrence Harris. We'll be right back as we join them. You're enjoying Mission Prep Basketball on PSNtv.
California Fresh Market is more than just your local grocery store. A full-service deli featuring premium Boar's Head meats and cheeses, handmade take-and-bake pizza, fresh salad and olive bar, gourmet cheese department perfect for any occasion, sushi rolled daily, organic and locally sourced produce, wild-caught seafood, choice Prime and Snake River Farms American Wagyu beef, artisan sourdough bread, and full-service health and wellness. California Fresh Markets, the best on the Central Coast.
PSNtv presented by California Fresh Market, driven by Hyundai San Luis Obispo. Coming out of a Mission Prep timeout. Pass to Morrissey into the corner. Now to Nozil, right wing. Nozil kicks it to the left. Orozco with the ball. Puts the dribble down. Drives inside. Ball knocked out of bounds by Greer. And possession stays with Mission Prep. 12 on the shot clock for the Royals, wearing their home whites with gold trim. First time in the tournament wearing home white. Yesterday they were the visiting squad. Royals have given up a 9-2 run in just under 3 minutes of action. As the inbounds with 11 on the shot clock. Noziel drives in, jump shot put up. No good, rebounded by Carson Greer. And Greer brings it across the timeline, kicks it up top. Wallace guarded by Orozco. Corner shot, good for 3 points. Give those points to Grant Woods. Dropping it like it was a timber log. Noziel, left wing. Guarded by Carson Greer. Mott up top, double team now. Woods and Greer on Mott. Mott now free, sends up a three-pointer. Breaks the momentum up for the Trojans, and the Royals have 5 on the board. 12-5 the score. Rebounded to Mott. On the miss by the Trojans. Into the corner, Jackson pulls the trigger, three-pointer. Bounces out, no good. Austin Wallace pulls the rebound. Three-point shot put up, no good. From the corner, from Woods. Mission Prep into the corner. Ball knocked loose. We have actually a whistle. Foul called on Carson Greer. His first. That's going to be the second foul against the Trojans in this contest. 11:43 on the clock. We're in the first half. 12-5 our score. The Trojans lead the Royals. Trojans out of Chandler, Arizona, just down the street here from Mesa. We're live from the campus of Mountain View High School in Mesa, Arizona. Gary Ernest Court. And a three-pointer from the corner, no good. Brody Miller into the game for the Royals, along with Stokes Whalen. Foul on Chavez. Four fouls against the Royals here. Carson Greer shot was good, and he's going for the and one at the free throw line. Completes the and one. 3 points for Greer. 15-5 is our score as fans start to thin out here at Gary Ernest Court. Brody Miller to Stokes Whalen. Backcourt, he has 10 seconds. He better hurry up. Pass gets crossed to Whalen. To Jacobson underneath. And Jacobson fouled on his way to the rim. He will get an opportunity to shoot two at the free throw line. The first of two, flicks the wrist, makes it count. Jacobson is on the board. 15-6 our score. Checking out is Grant Woods as Jake Harris checks back into the contest. On the court for the Royals as Jacobson sends the second one up, no good. Rebounded by Kyle Greer for the Trojans. Wallace back to Greer into the corner, three-pointer, Jessup, no good. Rebounded by Stokes Whalen. Whalen gets it across the timeline, across the center logo. In the corner, Brody Miller sends up a three-pointer, rebounded by Jacobson. Jacobson, no second chance points there. As Kyle Greer with the rebound, passes forward to Danzidin. Kyle Greer with three on that one. His second three of the night. 18-6 is our score. 10:28 on the board. Remaining in this first half. Whalen called for the travel. Officials will confirm on it. Thank you for joining us for the broadcast tonight. We're live from Mesa, Arizona on the campus of Mountain View High School. Jessup passes to Kyle Greer. Three-pointer sailing, no good. Fighting for the rebound. Rebound stays with the Trojans. Second chance points, no good. Third chance points finds its way in for Austin Wallace. Making good on the miss from Jake Harrison. Under 2 minutes to go now. Just over 6 minutes off the quarter, off the half that is. Give and go underneath to Chavez. Chavez knocks the ball out to Whalen. Whalen trying to find an opportunity. Passes up top to Miller. To Mott in the left wing. And the give at the baseline to Jacobson for the layup. Jacobson with three. Royals trail about 12. 9:25 first half. Mission Prep Basketball on PSNtv. Thank you for joining us. 9:15 on the clock, 17 on the shot clock. 13. 10 for the Trojans. And a jump ball called between Brody Miller and Austin Wallace. And possession to the Trojans. Inbounding baseline right side. Kyle Greer puts up a three-pointer from the left corner. Drops it in like a knife through butter. And Greer with 11 in this contest, 23-8. The lead ballooning for the Trojans. Miller, right wing. And bodies on the floor. That foul's called on Jacobson. I didn't see Jacobson in the vicinity, but they're going to give it to him. I was looking elsewhere. Jacobson's second. Coming in for Jacobson is Mott. So on the court for the Royals is going to be Chavez, Nozil, Miller, Whalen, and Mott. And a delay in action. Officials talking some things over. On the inbounds, Carson Greer to Woods, back to Carson Greer. Mott gets his hand on it, but Kyle Greer recovers it. And throwing it off of Brody Miller is Jake Harrison. Baseline right side inbounds for the Trojans. Pass up top over the arc. Kyle Greer gets a screen from Woods. Through the hands of Jessup to the other Greer, Carson, and he puts it up. Correction, Carson Greer gets called for the charge. And fans continue to thin out here as if it was a bad day at the ballpark. Greer with 2 fouls in this one. 3 team fouls, correction, 4 team fouls. Three-pointer jump shot, no good for Nozil. Rebounded by Harrison. And stepping out of bounds, trying to save it, Kyle Greer. Mission Prep ball, 8:03 remain in the half. 23-8 is our score. Halfway through the half, 8 minutes and counting. Mott gives the pass away on a bad pass to Woods. As if Woods was the intended target, though it was not. We have a whistle on the floor. Stokes Whalen called for the foul. And the oddity, second chance points no good for the Trojans. There's an oddity in the quarters, or the halves and the fouls. At the 8-minute mark, the fouls reset to 0, as if we were playing quarters, but yet we still play halves. I don't get it. Turnover back to Mission Prep, or to the Trojans by Mission Prep. Appreciate fans being with us tonight. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. 23-8 is our score. Mission Prep trails by 15 in this contest. Jaden Oziel looks confused about the foul, but does accept responsibility, patting his chest saying, "My bad." Pass to Wallace. Wallace to Jessup. Woods to Harrison. Down low to Woods. Woods spins for the jumper. No good for Grant Woods. And another whistle underneath the basket. Call the foul on Kyson Hickman. Well, just getting blasted with fouls here in the half. That is number 7. And 1 of 2 at the line, good. Brody Miller answering back with 2 points. 24-10 is our score. And traveling called on Austin Wallace. And a timeout taken for the Trojans. They want to talk this one over.
California Fresh Market is more than just your local grocery store. A full-service deli featuring premium boar's head meats and cheeses, handmade take-and-bake pizza, fresh salad and olive bar, gourmet cheese department perfect for any occasion, sushi rolled daily, organic and locally sourced produce, wild-caught seafood, choice Prime and Snake River Farms American Wagyu beef, artisan sourdough bread, and full-service health and wellness. California Fresh Markets, the best on the Central Coast.
Hyundai San Luis Obispo is proud to be a sponsor of Mission College Prep. For all first-time drivers, get $500 off your first purchase. Our team is here to make your car buying experience memorable and hassle-free. Drive away in this Kona today with 3.99 APR for 60 months. Because at Hyundai San Luis Obispo, we're not just selling cars, we're shaping unforgettable journeys.
Mission ball coming out of the timeout. Appreciate you joining us. Live from Arizona, Mesa, Arizona, that is, the Grand Canyon State. Mott gets across the timeline, ball comes loose. Foul called. Live on YouTube and PSNtv at PrepSportsNetworks.com. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Foul called against the Trojans. (24-10) is our score. Pass underneath to Hickman from Orozco. Goes wild and out of bounds. Ball to the Trojans. (24-10). 6:10 until halftime. Mission Prep trails by 14 in this contest. Carson Greer to his right. Densizen. Three-pointer up, no good for Austin Wallace. And second chance points for Kyle Greer, leading all scorers in this contest. 13 points for Greer. Lead grows to 16. Mott to Noziel. Noziel now has to get across the timeline with a pass to Miller. Back to Mott. Noziel in the wing looking for an open teammate. Miller. 10 on the shot clock for the Royals. Orozco needs to do something with it. Mott up top. He needs to take a deep three-pointer. 4 seconds. 3, 2, time. Shot drops in time. A buzzer beater for the shot clock. Brody Miller just in time, beating the buzzer, answering the bell. 13-26 is the score. 13-point lead for the Trojans. Three-pointer no good for Austin Wallace. And Brody Miller, probably the shortest individual on the court with the rebound. And the bad toss back to the Trojans. And Dan Sizen, Caleb Dan Sizen with the deuce. Lead to 15. Royals trying to make an impact here, and the pass on the baseline to Kyson Hickman intercepted but out of bounds. Off of the hands of Grant Woods. Mission Prep ball. Baseline left side. A fresh 35 for the Royals to work with. 4:30 on the clock. We're running to halftime. Quick pass inside. High pass no good. And recovered by Kyle Greer, who's going coast to coast. Misses. Out of bounds off of Brody Miller on the rebound. As he contested with Colby Jessup. And checking in, Mason Taylor for Noziel, who gets a breather. Getting some love from Roman Benedetti. And the pass up top to Jessup. And the inside pass could have gone by one or two players. And Austin Wallace collects it and goes to the rim for the bucket. Fouled on his way. And Wallace gonna shoot one and make it. Wallace doing quite well at the free throw line tonight. 4:15 on the clock. 31-13 is our score. The lead is 18 for the Trojans. Biggest lead of the night. Morrissey to Mott. Mott escapes the tie-up. Finds Jacobson at the baseline. Jacobson fouled. Austin Wallace with the foul. And Jacobson's going to go to the line to shoot two. As fans start to heckle the Royals. Yelling out no pressure. Jacobson making the first. 14 for the Royals now. Make that 15 as Jacobson collects 5 now in this contest. 3:47 on the clock. Jessup pass. Quick ball ends up in the hands of Wallace. Now to Greer. Into the corner to Harrison. Cross-court pass to Wallace. Bounce pass to Harrison. And the jumper from the baseline sent floating by Colby Jessup. And the lead sets at 17 for Valley Christian. And not able to control the hot pass from Mott was Jacobson. Turned over to Valley Christian. And Jessup with the three-pointer. Rebounded by Mott. Royals on the run. Behind the back dribble. Saves the possession. And that hot pass over the head of Jacobson this time. And the Royals taking a timeout. They're going to take a full timeout. They're going to sit on the bench and try to regroup here. Mission Prep Basketball brought to you by Hyundai, San Luis Obispo.
Meet the Hyundai Ioniq 6, 100% electric with an incredible 360-mile range on a single charge. Right now, get up to $10,000 with no dealer markups at Hyundai San Luis Obispo. The Hyundai Ioniq 6, electrifying your journey exclusively at Hyundai San Luis Obispo.
California Fresh Market is more than just your local grocery store. A full-service deli featuring premium boar's head meats and cheeses, handmade take-and-bake pizza, fresh salad and olive bar, gourmet cheese department perfect for any occasion, sushi rolled daily, organic and locally sourced produce, wild-caught seafood, choice Prime and Snake River Farms American Wagyu beef, artisan sourdough bread, and full-service health and wellness. California Fresh Markets, the best on the Central Coast.
Welcome back to action here at Gary Ernest Court on the campus of Mountain View High School. We're in a battle between the Valley Christian Trojans of Chandler, Arizona, and your Mission Prep Royals of San Luis Obispo, California. Royals trail 33-15 as Mott goes to chase the rebound, but decides to let it sail out of bounds. Last touch by Kyle Greer. So it's going to be Royals ball inbounding into the corner. Wellen to Mott to Jacobson. Jacobson double teamed. And the turnover on the pass. And stolen by Harrison. And Braden Mott called for the foul. That's 5 team fouls against Mission Prep, so going to the line to shoot a pair is Harrison. And Harrison on the board for the first time, the lead 19 for Valley Christian, wearing their road navies. Almost a black as Harrison makes both. 20-point lead now. The Royals trail 35-15. 2:30 remains until halftime. Coming up is our halftime report presented by Farmers Insurance agent Jennifer White. At the free throw line, Stokes Whalen. Stokes Whalen with 2 on the board. Kyle Greer looks for another three-pointer in his bucket and pulls out the trick. That is the 4th one of the night for Kyle Greer. Well beyond the hat trick. From beyond the arc, up top Stokes Whalen, who returned to action on this trip after an injury of his own. Up top, Morrissey from Mott. Morrissey looking for an outlet. Finds Noziel, 8 on the shot clock. Shot missed off the side of the rim for Noziel. Rebounded by Kyle Greer, a name we've called a lot tonight for the Trojans. Dan Sison passed inside. And Austin Wallace with 12 on the board. 4 behind the leading scorer of this contest, Kyle Greer, with 16 and 4 3-pointers. 40-17, 23-point lead. Deep three-pointer, no good for Luke Jacobson, and we're under a minute to go. The Royals will go into halftime with a lot to talk over. Coach applauding the defensive performance. Bringing the ball across the center court, across the logo of the Toros is Mott. To Noziel, to Jacobson. Jacobson's pass tipped and recovered by Carson Greer, who tries to jam it home and can't get it to drop. when you try to showboat and it don't pay off. Mott, left wing now. 20 on the game clock. Shot clock has gone dark. 15. Stokes Wayland. Back to Mott. Mott resetting the offense. He gets Morrissey to come up to try to set a screen. Ball knocked loose. And a jump ball called. Possession to Valley Christian with 3.2 seconds remaining. Royals couldn't get the offense to set. And checking in for the Trojans and head coach Greg Hagsma is Jake Harrison. They talked it over. I don't know how the Royals came up with that with the possession arrow. But that is it. You have a good time, sir. Nice to meet you. And going into the locker room, the Royals trail 40-19. We'll be back for second half action and the halftime report presented by Farmers Insurance Agent Jennifer White. Stay tuned.
California Fresh Market is more than just your local grocery store. A full-service deli featuring premium boar's head meats and cheeses, handmade take-and-bake pizza, fresh salad and olive bar, gourmet cheese department perfect for any occasion, sushi rolled daily, organic and locally sourced produce, wild-caught seafood, choice Prime and Snake River Farms American Wagyu beef, artisan sourdough bread, and full-service health and wellness. California Fresh Markets, the best on the Central Coast.
Hyundai San Luis Obispo is proud to be a sponsor of Mission College Prep. For all first-time drivers, get $500 off your first purchase. Our team is here to make your car buying experience memorable and hassle-free. Drive away in this Kona today with 3.99 APR for 60 months. Because at Hyundai San Luis Obispo, we're not just selling cars, we're shaping unforgettable journeys.
As the road you travel changes, so can your insurance needs. Talking with Farmers Insurance Agent Jennifer White can help you assess whether you're ready for the journey ahead. Call Farmers Agent Jennifer White today at 805-592-1272. That's Jennifer White at 805-592-1272.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Welcome to the halftime show presented by Farmers Insurance Agent Jennifer White. If you're in the market for a new home or auto insurance, Farmers Insurance Agent Jennifer White can help you out. She serves San Luis Obispo, helping residents select the best home and auto coverage to protect their properties and belongings. Book your appointment today at 805-548-8530. She is a proud presenting sponsor of Mission Prep Athletics. And our halftime report at that break, the Royals trail 40-19, a 21-point lead for the Valley Christian Trojans out of Chandler, Arizona. Leading scorer in this contest comes from the Trojans, Kyle Greer with 16 points in this contest. And rounding out the scoring for the Trojans is going to be Austin Wallace with 12, Carson Greer with 3, Grant Woods with 3, Caleb Dansizen with 2, and Kobe Jessup with 2, along with Jack Harrison with 2. Total of 40 points for the Trojans. Fouls for the Trojans, Carson Greer with 2, and the rest as follows with 1, Jake Harrison, Austin Wallace, Caleb Danzin, and Kyle Greer. On the other side of the ball, your Mission Prep Royals, their leading scorers tonight are Luke Jacobson with 5 and Brody Miller off the bench with 5 points. Adding in scoring for the Royals is going to be Braden Mott with 3, Jaden O'Seal with 2, Stokes Whalen with 2, and Champ Morrissey with 2. Royals with fouls, we have Braden Mott and Jaden O'Seal with 2 fouls apiece, while Marco Chavez, Luke Jacobson, Kyson Hickman, Stokes Whalen, and Champ Morrissey each have a foul under their belts. And we have about 1:30 until the next half. And so far, possessions have been an issue for the Royals as they've turned the ball over as numerous times in the first half with bad passes, not able to escape pressure from the defense. And at this point, it comes down to passing. They need to be on target, they need to be on point, and they need to be precise. They need to have confidence when they move that ball around, and if they're not having confidence with the ball, they are ultimately going to fall in this one. They need to look for clean shots in this contest. They're taking too many risky shots beyond the arc and trying to keep pace with the Trojans, as the Trojans have dropped a couple three-pointers in this one by Grant Woods and Kyle Greer, a total of 5. But when you're not scoring buckets and you're giving up defensive rebounds and you're allowing three-pointers, that becomes a problem. So I think it's time to get back to the hoop and focus on passing the ball a little bit better. That's my breakdown. I'm not a coach, so don't hold me to it, but I try my best. I got a smile out of Rudy Orozco, getting a lot of help this week from the Orozco family. Natalie, the official scorekeeper for the Royals, who I went and verified scores with, and Rudy jumping in as cameraman as I butchered the job yesterday. I fired myself from camera duties with the advice of Coach Harris. So here we are, enjoying the game and moving the ball around. Starting the quarter or the half with the ball is going to be the Trojans. Pass inside to Woods, or to Greer, Carson Greer. Down low to Woods, to Wallace. And that hot pass to Harrison, out of bounds. And I feel like the cleanup crew is a little premature in this court, on the court here, as they've started to pick up, as if they're trying to sweep us off the court before the game's done. 5:25 on the clock, 40-19 is our score. We remain scoreless in the second half. And Orozco three-pointer rims in and out, no good for the junior. Harrison drives in from the right wing, kicks it out to the left side. Carson Greer, no good, rebounded by Woods. Woods puts it up second chance points. And on the third chance, Austin Wallace now with 14 first points of the half, coming about a minute into the 16 minutes. Inside the lane, jumper no good. And a whistle on the floor. Possession going to be to Valley Christian. And the foul against Jacobson. Jacobson confused. Confused. How you doing? As Nozil takes his time to tie his shoe, allow coach to talk to the official, almost like it was planned. Across the timeline is Carson. Down low to Harrison with the pass from Wallace, and Harrison finds his first field goal after collecting 2 free throws in the first half. 4 points for Harrison, 4:23 on the clock, 44-19 our score, 4-0 run in the second half for the Trojans. Driving baseline, losing possession of the dribble is Orozco, not happy with himself. Trying to come to terms with the basketball underneath the basket before giving it up. Kyle Greer, three-pointer, make that 5 for Greer. 19 for Greer. 19 for Greer. Greer has as many points as the Royals. 19 points for Greer, 19 points for the Royals. And we're in the timeout, 1 minute timeout. We'll be right back. Mission Prep Football presented by California Fresh Market and driven by Hyundai San Luis Obispo.
Meet the Hyundai Ioniq 6, 100% electric with an incredible 360-mile range on a single charge. Right now, get up to $10,000 with no dealer markups at Hyundai San Luis Obispo. The Hyundai Ioniq 6, electrifying your journey exclusively at Hyundai San Luis Obispo.
Now, if you want to watch a high school basketball player put up some points tonight, you need to stay tuned in. Tell your friends, tell your family for this late night action as Luke Jacobson goes selling across the court so he can inbounds this out of the timeout. 14:07 in the second half. As I was saying, Kyle Greer put on a clinic for three-pointers. Already has 5 tonight, 19 points for Kyle Greer, wearing number 44 for Valley Christian. But let's get back to the Royals. Royals need a defensive stop here as they've turned the ball over once again. As I said, first half possession was an issue, and it's followed them into the second half. Let's go Royals is exactly right. If you're at home, stand on your couch, chant, do whatever you gotta do. Let's get these Royals fired up. Let them hear you across this nation. They need Royal Nation to support them right now. And a shot underneath for Kyle Greer. And Greer now with 21, 49-19. Royals trailing in this one by 30 in the second half. 13:20 on the clock as the Royals move the ball around, 19 on the shot clock. Orozco on the go to Nozil, and Nozil playing peekaboo with the ball as it sails behind his back. He hits the hardwood along with Kyle Greer. And the foul on Jake Harrison. Nozil at the line to shoot 2. Playing hide and go seek with the basketball there was Nozil before he was fouled. Shot put up. Good for Nozil. Nozil on the board with 3 now. 24 Nozil, 49-19. Austin Wallace goes to the bench for the Trojans. Caleb Dansizen checks in. Morrissey trips through the line as the shot no good at the free throw line for Nozile. Greer from the right side. This kid's on fire. 24 for Greer. He's found that range. He's got that radar locked on that hoop, and he's ready to go. Nozile into the paint, Euro steps, gets the bucket to drop. And the pass forward to Woods underneath the Carson Greer. And Carson Greer this time on the board. Between the Carsons, or between the Greers that is, we have a total of 29 points between the two of them. And Nozile at the rim. He is swatted hard by Carson Greer. Nozile will go to the line to shoot two as he missed the shot. 32-point lead, 12:22 on the clock in the second half. The Trojans over the Royals. Nozile at the line. Flicks the wrist, puts it up, no good. And the second one in for Nozile. Nozile with 6 points. Now the leading scorer for Mission Prep. Three-pointer, no good for Woods. Rebounded by Braden Mott. Mott quickly throws it into the corner to Morrissey. Morrissey steps back, three-pointer. And Morrissey with the money. Big money Morrissey right there. Three-pointer in the corner, no good. Chasing the rebound, Carson Greer comes up with it. Reverse layup underneath the basket. And Carson Greer puts the lead back to 30 for the Trojans. Nozile driving in from the right wing. Tripped up on his way to the basket. He will go to the line to shoot two. Caleb Dansizen called for the foul, his second. On the court for the Royals is going to be Luke Jacobson, Braden Mott, Ethan Orozco, Jaden Nozile, and Champ Morrissey. And Nozile at the line to shoot two off the Dansizen foul. Missing the first. On the court for the Trojans following the substitution of Austin Wallace for Kyle Greer is going to be Woods, Wallace, Dansizen, Jessup, and Carson Greer. As Nozile tries to intercept the pass, ends up on his belly, sliding into the corner of the gymnasium. And a full timeout taken by head coach Greg Hagsma from Valley Christian Trojans.
Hyundai San Luis Obispo is proud to be a sponsor of Mission College Prep. For all first-time drivers, get $500 off your first purchase. Our team is here to make your car buying experience memorable and hassle-free. Drive away in this Kona today with 3.99 APR for 60 months. Because at Hyundai San Luis Obispo, we're not just selling cars, we're shaping unforgettable journeys.
California Fresh Market is more than just your local grocery store. A full-service deli featuring premium boar's head meats and cheeses, handmade take-and-bake pizza, fresh salad and olive bar, gourmet cheese department perfect for any occasion, sushi rolled daily, organic and locally sourced produce, wild-caught seafood, choice Prime and Snake River Farms American Wagyu beef, artisan sourdough bread, and full-service health and wellness. California Fresh Markets, the best on the Central Coast.
We're back under action. If you're out on the chat, let's join Megan Nozile in the chat. Let us know where you're at, where you're listening from. We'd love to know where our fans are as the intercepted pass by Luke Jacobson, that is. And Ethan Orozco, corner shot, comes up just a hair short off the back corner of the iron. Rebounded by Valley Christian. Woods to Jessup. Jessup to Carson Greer. Greer drives in, kicks out to Jessup up top. Wide open shot, no good. And over the back push against Carson Greer. His third. Royals trail 56-26 with 11 minutes in the second half. Carson Greer goes to the bench. Kyle Greer checks back in. So it's Greer, Woods, Jessup, Dansizen, and Wallace on the court for the Trojans. For the Royals, it's Mott who goes to the rim. Whalen on the court. Morrissey can't get the pass as it intercepted by Dansizen. Wallace drives in, left side of the lane, down low. Dansizen misses, rebounded by Orozco. On the court for the Royals, it's going to be Orozco, Mott, Morrissey, Whalen, and Jacobson. Whalen to Orozco, left wing. Back to Mott, right elbow. Top of the key to Jacobson, who collects it at the center circle. 10 minutes to go in this contest. 7 on the shot clock. Royals need to do something fast. They're running out of time. Into the corner, Stokes Whalen wide open. Three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Kyle Greer. And the Trojans are running with this one. Pass forward from Jessup to Wallace. Wallace misses the three-pointer. Rebounded by Luke Jacobson. Royals with another defensive board. 56-26. They've held the Trojans scoreless for at least a minute now. Fouled before the shot. And the foul against Austin Wallace. Well, they're shooting 2 because they've reached 5 fouls, so it's the 1 and 1, shall we call it, but the double bonus. Because they've changed things up. It used to be you get 7 fouls, you get 1 and 1. You make the first, you get the second. You get the 10 fouls in the half, you get 2 shots given to you. Now in high school basketball, after 8 minutes of 5 fouls, you get 2 shots automatically. As Morrissey makes the first, and it resets after 5 minutes. But you automatically go to the line to shoot 2 every time you're fouled after 5 shots. In case you didn't know. And knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe. Morrissey at the line to shoot the second one. High bounce off the heel. And drops it in. Morrissey takes the lead for the Royals as the leading scorer. 7 points for Morrissey, 6 for Nozil, 5 for Jacobson, and 5 for Brody Miller. That rounds out the leading scorers for Mission Prep. Deep three-pointer for Austin Wallace. And Wallace with 17. Another three-pointer for the Trojans. 59-28, 9:11 on the clock. Stokes Whalen to Morrissey. And Mott now with it. Gets a screen from Jacobson. Dishes it over to Whalen. To Brody Miller up top. Miller guarded by Jessup. 8 on the shot clock. And the foul against Morrissey. And Morrissey collects his second team foul. As I said, in 50 seconds, the fouls will reset in this contest. Which will benefit the Trojans as they have already reached 5 fouls. So every time a foul is committed, they send the Royals to the line for 2. Carson Greer to the rim. Contested by Jacobson, missed the shot. Did Greer, rebounded by Brody Miller. Brody Miller likes to pull those defensive boards for Coach Harris. Stokes Whalen, three-pointer, corner shot. Whalen with 5. Multiple Royals with 5 points now. Jacobson, Nozil, pass inside, contact. As I said, multiple Royals with 5 points. Jacobson, Noziel, Miller, and Whalen. Foul on Brody Miller. Miller's first. The only one not in the 5-point club tonight who has scored is Braden Mott with 3, but that can quickly change. Kyle Greer collects it, and he's pushed out of bounds as he tries to get the ball away. And here comes the call. I didn't see who committed that foul. Stokes Whalen. I'm going to have to ask him about his official pronunciation of his last name. Is it Wallen or Whalen? But for the rest of this broadcast, we're going to stick with Whalen. Another foul underneath the bucket. The Royals collecting fouls. The fouls will reset right now if I'm correct. Braden Mott called for that foul, his third. Royals with 5, have reached 5, and the Trojans have reached 5. At the line to shoot 2 is Austin Wallace. And Wallace misses the first, right off the front of the iron. 59-31 is our score, 28-point lead. Second one good for Wallace. Wallace with 18. Time starts on the inbounds. Fouls reset. I timed that one just right. Possession stays with the Royals. Stokes Whalen able to recover a wobbly pass from Noziel, or the ball was knocked loose, shall we say, inside of Noziel. Noziel tries to put it up. Can't get it to drop. Rebounded by the Trojans. Pass up top, Carson Greer drops the bucket, drops the hammer. A 32-point lead as Carson Greer gets his first three-pointer. And a timeout called as we get some Sweet Caroline playing on the court at Gary Ernest Court here on the campus of Mountain View High School. 30-second timeout. We will be right back. Mission Prep basketball driven by Hyundai San Luis Obispo.
Hyundai San Luis Obispo is proud to be a sponsor of Mission College Prep. For all first-time drivers, get $500 off your first purchase. Our team is here to make your car buying experience memorable and hassle-free. Drive away in this Kona today with 3.99 APR for 60 months. Because at Hyundai San Luis Obispo, we're not just selling cars, we're shaping unforgettable journeys.
I saved you from my singing as I finish out Sweet Caroline. And Royals come out of timeout with the ball, trailing 63-31. One of the highest ranked teams in the state of Arizona the Royals are facing tonight. Mott drives in, picks up the ball, passes it to Hayden Quarter, and the ball's out of bounds. Kyle Greer passes inside to Dan Sizen. And Dan Sizen lays it up. 34-point lead. Noziel passes to his left to Whalen. Whalen tries to kick it back up top to Quarter. Pass collected by Jessup. And Quarter called for the foul against Colby Jessup. And Hayden Quarter's first foul. And Hayden looking like a little confused there, like, I didn't do anything. I don't know what you're talking about, ref. That wasn't me. That was my twin brother from another mother. 65-31. Caleb Carson. Pass to Woods, knocked away by Nozil, recovered by the Royals. And Nozil, hot pass to Quarter, intercepted by Jessup once again. And underneath is going to be Grant Woods with 5. 67-31, 5:18 on the clock. We're in the second half here where they play 16-minute halves in Arizona. And intercepted by Grant Woods, or stolen by Grant Woods from Nozil. And Carson Greer to Grant Woods, the foul underneath the basket. And Carson Greer called with an offensive foul. It's going to be Mission Prep ball. 67-31. Appreciate you being with us here. Whalen to Mott to Miller to Mott to Morrissey. The 3 M's working together. Miller, Mott, and Morrissey. And Kevin McCarthy called for the foul. Does that name sound familiar, Kevin McCarthy, being from California? I believe it was one of our representatives before he stepped down. And Hayden Quarter from the corner. 3 points per quarter, 67-34. 3:47 on the game clock. We're running to the end of the night here at the Visit Mesa Basketball Challenge. Ball knocked loose by Quarter, recovered by Whalen. Pass forward to Mott. Mott brings it across the red stripe. Quarter looking for another 3-pointer to repeat the process. Comes up a little short on that one. Quarter guarding Jessup. Jessup driving in and passes through the lane. And I don't have a 34 on my roster, so I do apologize to his mother for not being able to give him proper credit in this contest. He was not on the Max Preps roster when I checked before leaving California. Jump shot, 3-pointer, no good. Oh, I stand corrected and more. As Stokes Whalen now with 8 on the board. 67-36. Stokes Whalen off the bench, now the leading scorer for the Royals. Into the corner, 3-pointer, no good. Body's fighting for the rebound, the big man, number 34 coming up with it. And Morrissey collecting that missed shot from Kevin McCarthy. And timeout taken. And we'll take the timeout with them. It is going to be a full timeout. Excuse me. A full timeout as they take a seat on the bench. We'll be right back. I'm yawning through the game.
Hyundai San Luis Obispo is proud to be a sponsor of Mission College Prep. For all first-time drivers, get $500 off your first purchase. Our team is here to make your car buying experience memorable and hassle-free. Drive away in this Kona today with 3.99 APR for 60 months. Because at Hyundai San Luis Obispo, we're not just selling cars, we're shaping unforgettable journeys.
Welcome back to the campus of champions, Mountain View High School, the home of the Toros. We're live from Gary Ernest Court. The final game of day 2 here at Visit Mesa Basketball Challenge. We'll be back on the air tomorrow at 1 p.m. And I missed a technical foul called. Possibly a delay of game against the Trojans. As Miller makes both of them. Royals will take the inbounds following that technical. Orozco to quarter. Miller to quarter. To Taylor, back to quarter. And the pass out of bounds. Off of the Royals is going to be Trojans ball. 1:50 on the clock. I believe we have a running clock at this point in the contest. 30-point lead, 69-39. And a three-pointer. Grant Woods. At what point do you stop shooting three-pointers in this game when you have the lead in hand? Barring a miracle of God to come back from a 33-point deficit. Royals trying to move this one. Set up the offense. There is no shot clock at this point. Shot clock has been set to 0. As we do have a running clock in the remaining minutes of this contest. Colby Jessup called for the foul. 1 minute remaining in this contest. They do stop the clock for 1 minute as there is a timeout at the 1 minute mark by head coach Terrence Harris. He wants to strategize this last minute of action, give the Royals to give their all to finish this out. Because the Royals still got 2 more games to play this week here in Mesa, Arizona. We're going to head stay with them in this full timeout. I want to thank the Orozco family for helping out this week, stepping up to do the official stats for Coach Harris in the book, Natalie Orozco, and then Rudy Orozco stepping in for the camera work after my experiment didn't quite succeed. It didn't fail. I wouldn't call it a fail, but it wasn't 100. So it's an experiment we'd have to run again, maybe in a practice, so I can get some more experience at talking and moving a camera at the same time. But it's great to have the help and to be able to run my mouth as fast as I can and as long as I can without having to look at a camera. So I do appreciate Rudy for stepping in for that one. Miller with the inbounds. 1 minute to go in this contest, coming out of the timeout taken by Mission Prep. Hayden quarter. There is no shot clock for the remainder of the game. And Taylor, three-pointer sent up no good. Rebounded by Quarter. Quarter shot blocked. And rebounded by the big man, 24. And fighting for the jump ball, 34 seconds. And the Royals maintain possession with the jump ball. They do stop the clock for the Royals in the final seconds of this one as they inbound it to give them one more possession, shall we say. Orozco to Miller to Quarter. Back to Miller. Miller able to keep possession. That one not getting the lucky bounce. Ethan Orozco called for the foul. 21.2 seconds remain in this contest. 72-39, a 33-point win, a lead right now, which possibly a 33-point win if they choose not to score here, which it looks like they are going to do. The sportsman-like thing and hold the dribble. Our final score, 72-39. Royals fall in this one. And let's get to the quick recap of the post-game show. Leading scorer in this contest is going to be Kyle Greer from the Valley Christian Trojans with 24 points in this contest, 24 of 72. Joining him, Austin Wallace with 18, Carson Greer 10, Grant Woods with 8, Jake Harrison with 4, and Caleb Dansizen with 4 On the other side of the ball, your Mission Prep Royals, the leading scorer coming off the bench, Stokes Wayland with 8 points. Brody Miller with 7 points. Champ Morrissey with 7 points. Jaden Noziel with 6 points. Luke Jacobson adds 5, and Braden Mott adds 3. Our final score here from Mountain View High School, the campus of champions, Gary Ernest Court, 72-39 Valley Christian Trojans over your Mission Prep Royals. I'm Brian Stanley for Natalie and Rudy Orozco and Coach Terrence Harris. We